That's a pun. It's in Hebrew. Um, it means blessed shallot, but it's not actually how you would bless a shallot. It's more like how you would say Merry Christmas if you celebrated shallot. 1, 2, 3. Lots of motorcycles on the parkway. Before we get into it all, if you did want to bless a shallot, the blessing would be Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri Adama, or something like that. It's hard to remember them all, but it means, blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has given us the fruit of the earth. I'm not actually Jewish, but I was raised by Jews, and if you've ever sat for a Passover dinner, you've not eaten all day, and they bless everything, which as a child I found to be frustrating, tedious, boring, and I was hungry. As an adult, part of me really does appreciate that attention to, not to detail, but more to like every aspect of, taking the time to appreciate and give thanks for and acknowledge all of the blessings that you have. But I digress. Mostly I just wanted to make the pun, and then I had to tell you all that because a lot of you have no idea what that is probably. Anyway, this is a shallot. The reason I bring this up, I would feel really safe in assuming that the majority of onions used are sort of the garden variety, pun intended, yellow onions that you see everywhere. That's sort of usually what's used in a restaurant to make like everything. They're what you probably use at home, but they're still good sized onions. And if you're doing the kind of things that I do, where you're just riding out to somewhere and then you want to eat, and we're on a Blue Ridge Parkway, we're on a Skyline Drive today. There's no restaurants up here. There's nowhere to eat, and I'm hungry. A shallot, fantastic flavor. It is just about the right size for a one-person meal. So, let's cook. Now, it has occurred to me that if you had a little, like one of these little containers that I brought my butter and my spices in, you could have cut these vegetables up at home with the proper knife, stick them all in that container, and just bring, put them in your container, put some butter or whatever, oil, whatever you want to cook in there. You just bring it and dump it all into your pan. I didn't have all the ingredients, so I had to go by the grocery store. But that would be faster if you had like a time issue, if you were on a limited lunch break or whatever. But really, if anybody cared about my advice on anything, I would suggest that you make taking the time to eat and eat properly and digest and enjoy it a priority. Can't even begin to tell you how good this smells. Once again, that's a lot of food for $5. Very excited.